Okay, hey guys, this is DanWantsTech here, and I'm here with part 1 of a 2-part series of 5 ways to speed up your Mac. Okay, so just before I start this, I want to keep this clear. Part 1 is going to be 5 ways to speed up your Mac. Part 2 is going to be 5 ways to speed up your PC, because I've got to keep this kind of even. So I don't know when I'm going to get to do the PC one, because I still have to buy Windows 7 and install it sometime. So that will be coming up within the next few weeks, I assure you. So that's why I'm doing the Mac one first. So anyway, these 5 are not in any particular order. They're not kind of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1 is the best way to do it, and 5 is the worst way to do it. They're all general tips, and they all kind of speed up your Mac equally. So most of them are free. One of them is you have to pay for it, but it does make a difference. So let's start with number 1. Okay, so number 1 is install more RAM. Now I know a lot of people will say, oh, I can't do this now, I have to pay for RAM, and RAM can be very inexpensive if you have a Mac. It can be like, hundreds sometimes, but I can't stress how much RAM really makes a difference, and people seem to underestimate how much RAM can actually make a difference to the speed of your Mac. And in an iMac anyway, RAM is the only thing they can actually replace. So if you do replace the two 2 gig models, maybe that's in my one, I have 4 gigs at the moment, I have two gig chips. If I replace one of those with maybe a 4 gig chip, so I have 6, that would make a big difference. Or even 2 4 gig chips would make 8, that would make a big difference. So I can't stress how much RAM makes a difference to your Mac. I know how you have to pay for it, and if you can't afford it, that's okay, but if you can't afford it, go ahead and get some RAM, it will make a difference. Okay, so number 2 is keep all your folders and files to a minimum. Every folder and file that you create in macOS 10 has to be indexed by Spotlight and has to be cached by the system. So more and more files and folders that you create makes it slower, and I've noticed that myself. So make sure you try and keep all your files and folders organized in your home folder, and especially your desktop. Your desktop is actually a good way to start. If you have loads of files on your desktop, like 20, 30 files on your desktop, you don't need that much. Try and kind of organize them all into your home folder, because every time you start up your Mac, Finder has to kind of boot up all those files and render them on the desktop, so it's just going to take way too much processing power, and you really don't need that many files on your desktop. So try and keep all your folders to a minimum, and just kind of organize them better, and that's, I suppose, common sense really, and that will speed up your Mac a bit. Okay, so number 3 is use a maintenance tool once a month. Now, I did do a video on this a long while back. It was one of the first videos I ever did, and it was called Optimizing Your Mac. And I'll put a link to that video in the description so you can take a look at that afterwards in more detail, but make sure you watch this video first. So anyway, 2 of the applications that I used in that video were Onyx and App Cleaner. App Cleaner basically cleans out your macOS 10 applications better than macOS 10 does it itself. It finds all the files associated with that application and deletes them all into the trash, so you save on clutter, and you can also delete widgets and kind of add-ons and codecs and stuff like that in it as well. So it's free and it's a really good application. Onyx is more for kind of experts, but anyone can really use it though. It's more in-depth in macOS 10, and you can actually turn on and off features, and you can repair permissions and run scripts and everything, and it really is a good maintenance tool for macOS 10. You can clear out caches as well. So I really recommend those 2 applications, and make sure you watch that video. I'll put the links in that video so you can take a look at those. Okay, so number 4 is delete all your unwanted system preference panes. Now, loads of applications that you can download from the internet install system preference panes that you don't necessarily need, so you mightn't actually use all of them. So to actually remove these system preference panes, all you have to do is go into System Preferences, and once it opens, you'll see all the ones that are installed in the other category here at the very bottom. Now, there mightn't necessarily be any in your system if you don't have any applications that install system preference panes, but if you do, they'll come up in this other category down here, and all you have to do to remove these is just right click them and click remove, and then it'll be uninstalled from your system. You have to put in your password, but it'll be uninstalled from your system, and that's it. System preferences is clean now, and that can really speed up system preferences and your Mac in general. So that's number 4. Okay, so last but certainly not least, at number 5, it's remove your unwanted logon items. Now, these are all accessed from your system preference panes again, so just open up system preferences right here, and once it opens, you have to go into the accounts setting right here. And then once it opens, you have to go and click on the Logon Items tab, and in here you'll see a list of all the applications that start up when your Mac starts up. So these 2 here, Tweety and Mail, they're both ones that I set myself. I want them to open when I turn on my Mac, because I want to check my Twitter stuff on my mail. So but Dropbox here, I might necessarily want this. I deleted this anyway, I uninstalled it from the system. So if I don't want this, all you have to do is just click the minus button there and it's removed from your logon items. And obviously I don't have very many here, but some people would have a big long list of logon items, and any ones that you think yourself you don't need and shouldn't be starting up when your Mac starts up, remove them all from that list. That list should be as short as it can be, and that will definitely speed up how fast your Mac starts up. So that is number 5, and yeah. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. There are my 5 tips for speeding up your Mac, and we'll have part 2 coming in the next few weeks, how to speed up your PC, or 5 ways to speed up your PC. So give me some feedback on this. What do you think about these 5 tips? These are guaranteed to speed up your Mac even a little bit. So comment in the comments below, make sure you rate 5 stars, and subscribe here on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/DanWantsTech, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, so just before I start, I just want to make this clear. Part 1 is going to be 5 ways to speed up your Mac. Part 2 is going to be 5 ways to speed up your Mac. So, well, it wasn't the best video ever, but anyway, it got good information, and Okay, so number 3 is use a main. Okay.